Let's set the scene, my friends, because this isn't just any story. It's the kind of tale that grabs you by the heart and doesn't let go. Imagine you're on a train, the kind with creaky seats and windows that frame the world like a moving painting. The air smells faintly of old leather and coffee, and there's this quiet hum of anticipation, like the universe is holding its breath. That's where we meet Lily, a 29-year-old graphic designer from Chicago, who's just trying to make it through another ordinary night. She's not looking for love, not chasing some grand adventure. She's just on her way to visit her sister in a small town a few hours away. But something about this night feels different. The train feels alive, almost like it's carrying her towards something bigger than she could ever imagine. Have you ever had that feeling, that little whisper in your gut that says, something's about to change? That's what Lily felt as she settled into her seat, her headphones playing a soft indie playlist, completely unaware that this midnight ride was about to turn her world upside down. I'm talking to you, the one watching this right now, because I know you've felt that spark of curiosity, that pull to know what happens next. You're here for a reason, and I'm going to make sure you get every bit of the magic, mystery, and romance you came for. So don't you dare click away just yet. Now, let's talk about why this story is going to hit you right in the feels. We've all had those moments where life seems to nudge us towards something, or someone, unexpected. Maybe it was a chance encounter at a coffee shop, a missed bus that led to a crazy adventure, or even a late-night conversation that changed how you see the world. This story is for anyone who's ever wondered if the universe has a way of working things out, if there's a reason behind the chaos. Lily's journey is going to make you laugh, maybe tear up a little, and definitely keep you glued to the screen, because it's not just about her finding the man of her dreams. It's about the wild, unpredictable path that got her there. I'm looking at you, yeah, you, the one who's been scrolling YouTube for something real, something that makes your heart race. You're not just watching a video, you're stepping into Lily's world, and I'm your guide, holding your hand through every twist and turn. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive deeper into this midnight train ride that's about to unravel secrets you won't believe. Let's paint the picture a little more. The train is mostly empty, just a handful of passengers scattered across the cars. There's an older man reading a dog-eared paperback, a college student typing furiously on a laptop, and then there's Lily, staring out the window as the city lights fade into the inky blackness of the countryside. She's got this quiet strength about her, but there's a flicker of restlessness too, like she's searching for something she can't quite name. Maybe you know that feeling, that ache for something more, something that makes your soul light up. Lily's not expecting miracles. She's just trying to get through a rough week at work and a breakup that left her questioning everything. But then, the train makes an unscheduled stop at a tiny deserted station, and that's when he walks in. Ethan. Tall with a crooked smile that could melt ice, and eyes that seem to hold 1,000 untold stories. He slides into the seat across from Lily, and suddenly, the air feels electric. You know that moment when you meet someone and it's like the world tilts just a little? That's what's happening here, and I know you're dying to know more. You're probably thinking, who is this guy? What's his deal? Don't worry, I've got you. I'm going to peel back the layers of this story, but you've got to stick with me, because every detail matters. Here's where it gets juicy, my friends, and I'm talking directly to you, because I know you're invested now. Ethan isn't just some random stranger. There's something about him that feels off, in the best way possible. He's charming, sure, but there's a mystery to him, like he's carrying a secret that's too big to share. He starts talking to Lily, and it's not just small talk. It's the kind of conversation that makes you forget the world exists. They're laughing about the terrible train coffee, swapping stories about their favorite places in Chicago, and before long, it feels like they've known each other forever. But here's the thing. Every time Lily asks about his past, Ethan dodges the question with a grin or a clever quip. And then there's the weird stuff. The way the train seems to slow down when he's talking, the way the lights flicker just a little when he leans closer. You're probably wondering, is this guy too good to be true? Is he hiding something? Oh, you're so right to be curious, because this isn't just a meet cute. It's the start of something way bigger. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but I'm promising you, every question burning in your mind right now will be answered if you keep watching. You're part of this journey now, and I'm not letting you go until we unravel this together. Let's talk about the vibe of this story, because it's got everything you're craving. Romance that makes your heart skip a beat, a dash of mystery that keeps you guessing, and that warm, nostalgic feeling of a late-night adventure. Think of it like your favorite rom-com mixed with a touch of Twilight Zone. The train itself is almost a character, with its creaky floors and windows that reflect more than just the night outside. It's the perfect setting for a story about fate, love, and the kind of magic that only happens when you least expect it. Lily and Ethan are our guides, but they're not perfect. They're real, flawed, and searching for something just like you might be. Maybe you're watching this because you believe in soulmates, or maybe you're just here for a good story. Either way, I'm talking to you, the one who's ready to feel something. This isn't just about Lily and Ethan. It's about that spark of possibility we all chase. You're going to see yourself in Lily's doubts, her hopes, and that moment when she wonders if this stranger could really be the one. And I know you're already hooked, because who wouldn't want to know what happens when a midnight train ride turns into something straight out of a dream? Now, I'm not going to lie. This story has layers, and we're just scratching the surface. The themes here are big. Love, destiny, and the courage it takes to leap into the unknown. Lily's not just on a train, she's on a journey to figure out what she really wants, and Ethan might just be the key, or maybe he's the puzzle she needs to solve. You're probably thinking, okay, but what's the catch? What's going to make this story unforgettable? Well, I'm not going to give it all away just yet, because I want you to feel that rush of discovery as the story unfolds. I'm your storyteller, and I'm here to make sure you're on the edge of your seat, dying to know what happens next. You're not just a viewer, you're part of this adventure, and I'm counting on you to stick around. Imagine yourself in Lily's shoes, feeling that pull towards someone who seems too perfect, but maybe too mysterious to trust. Would you take the leap? Would you follow the spark? That's what this story is going to explore, and I know you're ready to find out. Here's the deal, my friends. This midnight train ride is about to take a turn you won't see coming. As Lily and Ethan talk into the night, something strange happens. The train stops again, but this time, there's no station outside. Just endless darkness and a faint, eerie glow in the distance. Ethan's smile falters, and for the first time, Lily notices a flicker of something in his eyes. Fear, maybe, or something deeper. He leans in and whispers something that makes her heart stop. Something that changes everything she thought she knew about this night. What did he say? Why does the train feel like it's no longer on any map? And most importantly, who, or what, is Ethan really? You're dying to know, aren't you? I can feel your curiosity from here, and I'm not going to leave you hanging, but you've got to keep watching to find out. This is where the story gets wild, and I promise, the answers are worth it. So, hit that play button, stay with me, and let's find out what happens on this midnight train ride that brought Lily to the man of her dreams, or maybe to something else entirely. Alright, my friends, you're still with me, and I'm so glad because this midnight train ride is about to get even wilder. Picture Lily, her heart pounding after Ethan's cryptic whisper, sitting in that dimly lit train car as the world outside seems to hold its breath. The eerie glow in the distance pulses faintly, like a heartbeat, and the train, which had been a comforting rumble just moments ago, now feels like it's carrying her into the unknown. You're probably sitting there, gripping your phone or leaning closer to your screen, wondering what Ethan said and why it shook Lily to her core. I'm not going to spill that secret just yet, but I promise you, every moment of this story is building toward answers that'll make your jaw drop. Let's dive deeper into Lily's world, peel back the layers of Ethan's mystery, and introduce a few new faces who are about to make this journey even more unforgettable. You're not just watching a story, you're living it with me, and I'm talking directly to you, the one who's ready for a tale of love, fate, and secrets that'll keep you hooked until the very end. Lily's no stranger to tough moments. Growing up in a bustling Chicago neighborhood, she learned early on to navigate life's chaos with a sharp wit and a guarded heart. She's the kind of person who sketches her dreams in a worn-out notebook, filling it with designs of vibrant cityscapes and quiet moments she hopes to find someday. But life hasn't been kind lately. Her breakup with her college sweetheart, Mark, left her questioning if love is even worth the trouble. That's why she's on this train, heading to her sister's cozy little house in a small Illinois town, hoping a weekend away will clear her head. You know that feeling, don't you? When life feels like it's spinning out of control, and all you want is a reset button. That's where Lily's at, staring out the train window, her reflection mixing with the strange glow outside. But Ethan's presence has thrown her off balance. His easy charm, the way he seems to know exactly what to say, feels like a lifeline, but there's something about him that doesn't add up. His leather jacket is worn but stylish, his accent has a faint lilt she can't place, and every time he glances at the window, it's like he's searching for something, or someone. You're probably thinking, Lily, be careful. And I get it, because I'm right there with you, wondering if Ethan's the dream guy or a puzzle wrapped in a heartthrob. Meanwhile, across the train car, there's another pair of eyes watching this unfold. Meet Clara, a silver-haired woman in her late 60s, clutching that dog-eared paperback we mentioned earlier. She's not just a random passenger, she's got her own story, and it's about to tangle with Lily's in ways you won't see coming. Clara's been riding trains like this for years, ever since she lost her husband, George, to a sudden illness a decade ago. She travels to feel close to him, because they used to take late-night train rides together, dreaming about the places they'd visit someday. But tonight, Clara's not just lost in nostalgia. She's noticed Ethan too, and something about him sets her on edge. Maybe it's the way he keeps checking his watch, a tarnished silver piece that looks older than it should, or maybe it's the faint scar above his eyebrow that catches the light just so. Clara's seen a lot in her years, and her gut's telling her this guy's more than he seems. Have you ever met someone who gave you that vibe, like they're hiding a whole other life? Clara's watching, and so are you, because I know you're dying to figure out what's going on here. I'm promising you, every glance, every detail, is a clue, and we're going to piece this together as the train keeps rolling. Now, let's add another layer to this mystery, because this story's not just about Lily and Ethan, it's about the train itself. This isn't your average commuter line. The Midnight Express, as it's called by the few who know its history, has a reputation among locals. Whispers on X and late-night Reddit threads call it a ghost train, not because it's haunted, or is it? But because it has a knack for showing up when people need it most, or when they're running from something. Lily didn't know this when she bought her ticket. She just needed a cheap way to get to her sisters. But the train's unscheduled stops, the way it seems to hum with a life of its own, are starting to make her wonder if she's stumbled into something bigger. You're probably thinking, okay, what's with this train? Is it magic or what? I'm not going to confirm anything yet, but let's just say the Midnight Express has a way of bringing people together, or tearing them apart. Ethan seems to know more about the train than he's letting on, and when he casually mentions that he's been on this route more times than I can count, Lily's curiosity spikes. You feel that too, don't you? That itch to know more, to dig into the secrets? Stick with me, because we're about to peel back another layer of this wild ride. Back to Ethan for a moment, because he's the heart of this mystery, and I know you're as intrigued by him as Lily is. He's got this effortless way of making her laugh, like when he teases her about her chipped nail polish or shares a story about getting lost in a Chicago snowstorm. But there's a shadow behind his smile, a weight he carries that Lily can't quite pin down. When she asks where he's headed, he says, just passing through, with a grin that doesn't reach his eyes. And then there's the locket he keeps fiddling with, a small silver thing tucked under his shirt. Lily catches a glimpse of it when he leans forward, and for a split second, she swears she sees a photo inside. A woman's face maybe, or something else entirely. You're probably screaming at the screen. Who's in the locket? What's his deal? And I'm right there with you, my friend. I'm not going to spoil it yet, but I'm giving you my word. Every question you've got, every little detail that's got you hooked, is leading somewhere epic. You're part of this now, and I'm counting on you to stay with me as we chase the truth. Let's throw in one more twist, because this story's got more layers than a Chicago deep dish pizza. Across the aisle from Clara, that college student with a laptop? His name's Jamal, and he's not just cramming for finals. He's a journalism major, obsessed with urban legends, and he's on this train for a reason. He's been chasing stories about the Midnight Express for months, ever since he stumbled across an old forum post claiming the train only appears to people who are at a crossroads in their lives. Jamal's digging deeper, his recorder picking up every word, and he's starting to wonder if he's bitten off more than he can chew. This train ride's turning into a puzzle, and you're right there with him, piecing it together. Here comes the twist, my friends, and I know you're not ready for this. As the train lurches forward, the lights flicker, not just a quick blink, but a full-on blackout that lasts a heartbeat too long. When they snap back on, Nora's closer to Ethan, her hand gripping his arm, and she's whispering something that makes his face go pale. But that's not the wildest part. In the window behind them, where there should be nothing but darkness, Lily swears she sees a reflection, not of the train car, but of a different place entirely. It's a fleeting image, gone in a blink, a grand old station, all marble and chandeliers, with people in vintage clothes milling about. You're probably thinking, what the heck was that? And Lily's right there with you, her breath hitching as she wonders if she's losing it. Ethan pulls away from Nora, his eyes darting to the window, and for a split second, Lily catches a look of pure dread on his face. Clara's staring too, her photo of George trembling in her hands, and Jamal's frozen, his recorder still running. The train's next stop is coming, and the air feels heavy, like something's about to break. Who's Nora really? What's Ethan hiding? And why does it feel like the Midnight Express is pulling them all into a place that doesn't exist? You're hooked, I know you are, and I'm begging you to stick with me, because the next part of this story is going to blow your mind wide open. Alright, my friends, you've stuck with me through this wild ride on the Midnight Express, and I'm so grateful because we're about to hit the climax of this unforgettable story. The train car is buzzing with tension. Lily's heart is pounding as she tries to make sense of that impossible reflection in the window. Ethan's face is pale after Nora's whispered warning, and the air feels like it's crackling with secrets ready to burst. You're probably sitting there, glued to your screen, wondering who Nora is, what Ethan's hiding, and why this train feels like it's pulling everyone into a world that shouldn't exist. I'm talking directly to you, the one who's been with Lily, Clara, and Jamal through every twist and turn, because I know you're dying for answers. This is it, the moment where the mysteries unravel, the stakes hit their peak, and a final twist leaves you breathless. We're tying up every loose end, from Clara's haunting past to Jamal's quest for the truth, while delivering a resolution that'll stay with you long after the video ends. So grab your cozy blanket, keep your eyes locked on the screen, and let's ride this train to its jaw-dropping conclusion. The train lurches again, and this time, the lights don't just flicker. They stay off, plunging the car into darkness so thick it feels like a weight on Lily's chest. She grips the armrest, her mind racing with that fleeting image of the grand old station, all marble and chandeliers, like something out of a dream, or a memory that's not hers. When the lights finally snap back on, Nora's no longer standing by the door. She's right in front of Ethan, her crescent moon tattoo glinting under the fluorescent glow, and her voice is steady but fierce. "You can't keep running, Ethan," she says, loud enough for everyone to hear. Lily's breath catches, and she notices Clara clutching that photo of George, her eyes wide with recognition. Jamal's fingers hover over his laptop, his recorder capturing every word. Ethan tries to laugh it off, but his crooked smile falters, and he finally opens his locket, revealing not a photo but a tiny, intricately carved key. You're probably screaming, "What's that key for?" And I'm right there with you, because this is the moment everything starts to click. Nora's not just a random passenger. She's part of something called the Order of the Crescent, a group tied to the Midnight Express, and Ethan's been running from them for reasons he's about to reveal. The train slows, and the next stop feels like it's going to change everything. Lily's had enough of being in the dark, figuratively and literally. She stands, her Chicago grit kicking in, and demands answers. "Who are you, Ethan? And what's going on with this train?" Her voice shakes, but there's fire in her eyes, and you can feel her determination radiating through the screen. Ethan looks at her, and for the first time, there's no charm, no dodge, just raw honesty. He tells her the Midnight Express isn't just a train. It's a bridge between moments, a phenomenon that appears to people at crossroads in their lives, offering them a chance to rewrite their stories. He's been riding it for years, decades maybe, because of a choice he made long ago, one that tied him to the Order and that mysterious key. Nora steps in, her voice softer now, explaining that the Order protects the train's secrets, ensuring it only carries those meant to find it. But Ethan broke their rules, using the key to unlock moments he shouldn't have, and now the train's unstable, pulling them toward a destination that could trap them all. You're probably thinking, this is wild. And it is, because Lily's realizing her breakup, her decision to board this train, wasn't random. It was fate, and you're feeling that same rush of discovery, aren't you? Clara's subplot comes crashing into the main story now, and it's a heart-wrencher. She holds up her photo of George, her voice trembling as she asks Ethan if he knew her husband. The watch, the one Ethan keeps checking, is identical to George's, and when Ethan sees the photo, his face crumples. He admits he met George on this very train, years ago, when George was at his own crossroads, grieving a lost dream. Ethan, desperate to escape the Order, gave George the key, hoping it would free him too. But the key's power comes with a price. It binds you to the train, looping you through time until you face your truth. George couldn't handle it, and it broke him, leading to the illness that took him. Clara's tears fall, but there's a spark of closure in her eyes, knowing George's final days were tied to something bigger. You're probably feeling that lump in your throat, because I am too, seeing Clara find peace after years of wondering. This train isn't just about love or mystery. It's about facing the moments that define us, and you're right there with Clara, feeling the weight of her journey. Jamal's role as the truth seeker pays off in a big way. His research wasn't just a hunch. He's got proof the Midnight Express has been appearing for centuries, always to people like Lily, Clara, and Ethan, who need to confront their past or choose their future. He pulls up an old ex-post on his laptop, a grainy photo of the same grand station Lily saw in the window, dated 1923. The order, he explains, has been guarding the train since then, but Nora's presence means they're losing control. Jamal's recorder catches a low hum, not from the train but from the key in Ethan's hand, vibrating like it's alive. He leans toward Lily, whispering, "We need to help him or we're all stuck here." You're probably on the edge of your seat, thinking, stuck where? And that's when the train screeches to a stop. The doors open, revealing not a platform but that grand station from the reflection, all marble and chandeliers, frozen in time. Nora's eyes widen. She didn't expect this. The climax is here, and you can feel the stakes skyrocketing as Lily, Ethan, Clara, and Jamal step toward the unknown. Here's where it all comes together, my friends, and I know you're ready for the resolution. Lily takes the lead, her heart pounding but her resolve unbreakable. She grabs Ethan's hand, the key warm against her palm, and demands he tell her how to fix this. Ethan confesses the truth. The key can unlock one final moment, a chance to set things right, but it means he might disappear, trapped in the train's timeless loop. Lily, torn between her growing feelings for him and the need to save everyone, makes a choice. She convinces Ethan to use the key, not for himself but for the train, to release its hold and let everyone go free. Nora, who's been chasing Ethan to stop him from breaking the order's rules, softens, realizing his heart's in the right place. Together they step into the grand station, and Ethan inserts the key into a lock that appears in the air, glowing with that eerie light from earlier. The station shimmers, and memories flood in. Lily's breakup, Clara's loss, Jamal's dreams, all weaving together like a tapestry. The train hums one last time, and the station fades, leaving them back in the car, the Illinois countryside rolling by outside. But here's the final twist, and I promise it'll leave you in awe. As the train pulls into Lily's stop, Ethan's gone. Not just from the seat but from existence, like he was never there. Lily's heart sinks, but in her pocket, she finds the locket, now with a photo of her and Ethan, smiling like they've known each other forever. Nora, still there, gives her a knowing nod, whispering, "He chose you." Clara, holding her photo of George, smiles through tears, finally at peace. Jamal, his laptop packed with evidence, vows to tell the world about the Midnight Express, but Lily knows some stories are meant to stay secret. As she steps off the train, the locket warm against her skin, she feels Ethan's presence, like he's still out there, somewhere in time. You're probably thinking, did he really disappear? Will she see him again? And that's the magic of this story. It leaves you wondering, dreaming, believing in the impossible. The Midnight Express is gone, but its lesson lingers. Sometimes, the moments that break us are the ones that lead us to where we're meant to be. So, my friend, what's your crossroads? Keep chasing your dreams, because you never know where your next ride might take you.